Remember TV Guide? Sort of a dead format now, isn't it? Oddly enough, people collected these. Granted, as you can tell, I didn't take as good care of mine as others did. And it is sort of fascinating to kind of look at these. February 17th, 23rd, 1996. You got Q, John Delancey. His first appearance on Voyager. I believe he did a lot more after that. Actually, I know he did. In the article it says they're just friends, right? They're both married and they're just friends. But you look at this picture, it looks like they're just getting up after a night of passionate sex or something. It's like Captain Janeway is in like this, she's just wrapped up in a curtain or something. It looks like she's nude underneath it. Delancey's just lounging around in his corduroys and friggin' loafers, drinking a cup of coffee in some Italian villa somewhere. Omnipotent Q beams aboard UPN Star Trek Voyager for the very first time on February 19th. The character, played by John Delancey, has been pestering Starfleet crews for nearly a decade, appearing 7 times on Star Trek The Next Generation, including the first and last episodes. He's also unleashed his special brand of havoc on Deep Space Nine. The episode title is Death Wish, not the Charles Bronson one. Assisted suicide in the Q continuum, and even a bedroom scene between Q and Kate Mulgrew's character, Captain Janeway. Mulgrew and Delancey have enjoyed a riotous off-screen friendship for 15 years, but until now they've never worked together on screen. To mark this momentous occasion, TV Guide joined the duo for lunch in Mulgrew's dressing room. Is this Mulgrew's dressing room? TV Guide busts the hell into her dressing room and just starts interviewing the two of them, I guess. Hey, TV Guide here. TV Guide says, one difference between you is immediately obvious. Mr. Delancey is chowing down on a mile-high deli sandwich like a friggin' hog, and you, Miss Mulgrew, are picking at a skinless chicken leg. And then we go to the next page, and that's when this stupid fucking article just jumps right out at you. First question not even fully answered, and here we're trying to sell you cars. And then a story about Riker appearing in the same episode. Riker also appears in this episode. So back to the interview. Kate Mulgrew's answer. It's the costume, dearie. The Starfleet uniform shows every spare ounce. Otherwise, I'd be eating my lunch and John's because I'm a fat Captain Hog. TV Guide. Back in 1994, when you had just been cast as Janeway, you told TV Guide that you had never seen Star Trek except for Mr. Delancey's episodes. Kate Mulgrew's answer, I did. TV Guide, yeah, you said you had to watch his episodes because, yes, Kate Mulgrew interrupts, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be invited to his dinner party. John Delancey jumps right in. True, she either has to show up at my door and give a long dissertation on every nuance of my performance, or bring a bottle of wine, because apparently Q's an alcoholic. Kate Mulgrew, that's how we got to know each other. Dinner parties, John Delancey, many dinner parties. Glug glug. Kate Mulgrew, we met through a mutual friend. At the time, John was newly married to his wife, Marnie, and I was also newly married. Then we had our babies at the same time. I would say he's my closest male friend. She cackles. He's certainly the only man I've listened to on the phone for longer than 3.5 hours. She talks to John Delancey. Kate Mulgrew and John Delancey talk on the phone for 3.5 hours. John Delancey. I call her up and read her the entire script for every project I'm working on. Kate Mulgrew. Boy, does he. She adopts an aristocratic accent and mimics Delancey's fake accent. Now tell me, Kate, what did you think of scene 52.C? She laughs hysterically. I'm Kate Mulgrew laughing. Did you discuss Janeway auditions with him? Asked TV Guide. I don't remember, did I? Delancey. No, you called up after the fact to gloat. Did I? Yes, and I was a little upset about it because I felt that if I had the right wig, I might have had a shot at the part of Janeway. Believe me, if you had the right wig, you would have gotten the part. Really? And they're just joking around. They're friends. John Delancey. Then I didn't see you for a while. I went off to Tucson to do the short-lived UPN series Legend. Oh, I remember that show. It did have one season with MacGyver, Richard Dean Anderson, and John Delancey. Nicodemus Legend. I had to watch the premiere of Voyager from my hotel room. You also used that Tucson excuse for missing my 40th birthday party. Still, I have campaigned very hard to get him on Voyager. Rick Berman was very concerned about how to get Q into the Delta Quadrant. I even threw him a dinner party with the Bermans. Nice, dinner parties again. and the Delancey's, and we all talked all night long. And I said, you gotta find a way to get Q in this fucking episode. Couldn't wait for it. You gotta find a way to get Q in it. I want Q, and I want the hairy mud. I want you to find a way to get him into the episode. Kate Mulgrew was drunk, but at this point in the dinner party. And then Delancey, what a terrific script. A really terrific script, says Kate Mulgrew. Very clever, very literate, classic Star Trek. John Delancey. The episode is full of in-jokes, but one was so it got cut. In the first draft, Q was supposed to say to Tuvok, without Q, you would have been the engineer on the Enterprise. It's known among Trekkers that Tim Russ, who plays Tuvok, was the runner-up for the role of engineer Geordi LaForge on The Next Generation. So he would have been on there. Yeah, it isn't a joke. Nerds will love that. Nerds already know that, actually. Kate Mulgrew. Oh, is it true? How come I didn't know that? That's because you're not really up on Star Trek. You're too busy worrying about your hair. She's the Jane Seymour of the Federation, says Delancey. Mulgrew. This is turning out to be the most irritating interview. TV Guide. Speaking of Trek trivia, Q's enduring popularity is ironic given that he's a character created with some reluctance by Gene Roddenberry. He wanted to do a 1-hour pilot for The Next Generation, but Paramount insisted that a 2-hour debut, so he came up with the Beast story featuring Q in order to pad out the plot, but he was glad they forced him into it. Roddenberry and Rick Berman came up to me in the middle of shooting the pilot and said, we'd like to have you come back at least 4 times a year. Then Gene came to his senses. A month later he said, he came to his senses and said, we really can't do that. We'd lose all credibility at that point. Once a season maybe. And I understood. The character is and always should be, using your fancy words here, Delancey, parapearl. I just can't pronounce shit. A little Q goes a long way. Mulgrew, with her mouth full, laughs silently and raises her hand to second that notion. TV Guide. Well, let's change the subject about the scene where Q materializes in Janeway's bed. Kate Mulgrew. They have a diabolical flirtation, which is great. Delancey. The captain would probably never get into a sexual thing with this guy. She knows too much about him, but she is titillated by the possibilities. Kate Mulgrew. Janeway is fascinated by Q's intelligence. His omnipotence is very provocative. Delancey. And he finds her provocative too. Genuinely, says Kate Mulgrew. You put them alone in a room, confined to space, it's going to be a very, she appears on the verge of selecting a raunchy word, but reconsiders. Textured. We rehearsed the bedroom scene for 45 minutes, which is extraordinary around here. Around here, rehearsals usually take 6 minutes and 15 seconds. TV Guide. Are the fans ready to see Janeway in a romance? Kate Mulgrew. Oh, yes. This episode is an opportunity to explore her interior life, and I'm very happy about that. We can't have Janeway doing what everyone else on the board does. Have sex and stuff like that. Have sex and stuff like that. Have sex and stuff like that. That is a line I personally don't want the writers to cross. But I'm always getting letters from ladies who say that they want to see Janeway have something with Chakotay. Robert Beltran. Something has to happen to that poor dear. Poor Chakotay. TV Guide. So what's it like acting with someone you know so well? Any shocks or surprises? Delancey. Well, now let's see. Mulgrew, picking up a gift wrap bottle that has been sent over by the studio. Can I bribe you with wine, money? I have cash. These people are freaking alcoholics. Delancey. Well, Kate discovered that I can't remember a line for longer than 5 minutes. Actually, 5 might even be stretching it. Kate Mulgrew. I guess this means we won't be doing Shaw or Shakespeare on stage. Delancey. Working with her is exactly what I would have expected. When she got the job, but he's interrupted by a ringing telephone. Mulgrew answers it. Kate Mulgrew. Hello? What? Is this the city of Glendale? No, but sometimes I wish it were. You've got the wrong number. Delancey. I was right in the middle of a compliment. So, when she got the job, I told the producers, I'm sure Kate is delighted to be on your show, but you guys are the lucky ones. Mulgrew, touched by it but trying to hide it. I love John, and genuinely think he's a great actor. I have to, otherwise I couldn't stand working with him. She laughed so hard that she nearly chokes on her chicken. We have fun, don't we, Delancey and Mulgrew? TV Guide. You two seem excited about the script. Mulgrew. This is what we prepared all our lives for. Really? This is writing any literate actor would be passionate about. Delancey. There is something demoralizing about being trained to play Chopin piano concertos
but being asked to play jingles. Most television shows and a lot of movies and plays are jingles. Now this, he picks up the episode script and shakes it around insanely, is a concerto. This is a concerto. After reading it, I immediately called executive producer Michael Pillar and said, if this is the kind of stories that you've been doing on Voyager, I want nothing to do with you either. No, I'm just kidding. This is a concerto. This show must really be top notch. That is why I'm on board. I will play Q again and again and again and again. This is a concerto. TV Guide. So you're saying that you're not a regular viewer? Lancie, glancing at Mulgrew. I'm just not around television, hardly ever. You don't watch TV, just say. You don't watch your own shows. Mulgrew. Nah, the truth comes out. Lancie. Well, you didn't watch Legend. I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't watch Legend, Lancie. I watched it because, I wanted to see it. Lancie. No, you didn't, and you know damn well you didn't, but that was a wonderfully convincing line reading. I guess she didn't want to come to my parties that badly. TV Guide. Well, provided you two ever patch up your friendship, will we ever see Q and Janeway team up again? Kate Mulgrew. Absolutely. We just need some great ideas. I think a quarterly appearance would be a very good thing to Delancey. Don't you? Delancey. Why wait? Maybe Q could just come back next week and say, oops, forgot my hat. Cuts right to Julia Louis-Dreyfus smoking a cigarette that I gave her.
Right after Cops, you could have watched Alf. Project Alf. He's back. Call the government. Alert the media. Hide the cat. Alf's back. But no Willie. So, oh well. Project Alf. The actual week that it happened.
There's no denying you can switch down to lower tar and find satisfying taste. Absolutely yes. You've got merit. Smoke cigarettes, kids. Surgeon General's warning quitting smoking now greatly reduces serious risk to your health. Wow. You know that? According to this thing anyway.
So you might want to learn to start growing your own food. For example, like this pizza tree I started growing here.
This is a concerto.